All right, Dad, we have incredible data from iSeeCars. They have found the 25 vehicles that have lost the most value and the least value over the past 5 years. Let's jump right into the numbers.
Absolutely. And I don't think we'll be shocked by some of these vehicles.
All right, so let's start here, Dad. The average depreciation overall in the past 5 years, we've had a lot of turbulence in terms of used car prices, has been about 38.8%. So the average used car value has gone down $17,221 in the past 5 years. Let's start with our top 10 that have lost the most value, percentage of value in the market. Number 10 on the list, Dad, and there's a trend here. It's an Audi A7. It has lost 57.2% of its value, nearly $50,000 in value gone in 5 years. And that's amidst the car shortage, which propped up used car prices. We're starting with an Audi. Any surprises there?
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not higher up on the list, honestly.
All right, well, the Jaguar XF, a comparable full-size sedan, beat it out at 57.6%, nearly $40,000 in value lost in just 5 years. The Maserati Levante, Dad, if I'm not mistaken, that is their SUV?
Yes, I believe it is, yeah.
It has only lost 57.8% of its value, a mere $56,000 in 5 years. I'll get down to the top five and I'll get your thoughts on the bottom five here in just a second. The Infiniti QX80, another big quote-unquote luxury SUV, lost 58.1% of its value, nearly $48,000. The BMW X5, Dad, 58.2% of value lost in 5 years, $45,000. Is there a trend here, Dad, before we get into the top five?
It appears that it is mostly import vehicles, either Italian or German, that are overpriced to start with, and because they are so overpriced to start with, they collapse more quickly than other brands, and some of the amount of depreciation is absolutely staggering when we get to the top five.
Yeah, and I just want to call it out here early. So iSeeCars did the top 25 and bottom 25 in terms of holding their value the best and the worst. That they're all luxury cars. Let's just, I mean, there are some domestics like Lincolns in here and Cadillacs, but they're all luxury cars. So that's just food for thought, folks, as you're navigating your car buying process. Number 5 on the list, at the Cadillac Escalade ESV, the most expensive Escalade they make, has lost 58.5% of its value in 5 years, $63,885. Wow, that's a lot of money.
It is.
The BMW 5 Series, the hybrid powertrain, has lost 58.8, let's round that up, call it 59% of its value, a mere $38,000.
And if I may, if you are somebody that's looking for a hybrid, a pre-owned hybrid, may I suggest a BMW X5, because there would be, or should be, significant savings if you're trying to buy it as a used vehicle.
Just want to call out two things. One, it's the 5 Series sedan, so just keep that in mind. You're buying a depreciating sedan, not the SUV, the X5. And the other thing is, no extended warranty is going to be cheap on that, and you're going to want it. So just, a little bit of balancing act.
Okay, forget what I said.
All right, top 3, Dad, that have lost the most value in the past 5 years. The Maserati Ghibli has lost 61.3% of its value, a mere $58,623 in the past 5 years. And Maserati has 2 spots here in the top 3. The BMW 7 Series has always been the boat anchor of sedans. It has lost 61.8% of its value in the past 5 years, $72,444.
That's a vehicle that anybody who wants one of those knows you only lease it. Yeah.
Wow. All right, Dad, the Maserati Quattroporte, when you see one of these on the street, know that the person driving it has lost 64.5% of its value in 5 years, $90,588 on average is what a Maserati Quattroporte buyer has lost since 2018.
Yeah.
That is astounding.
And know that they've lost about $18,000 per year. So in essence, they've spent $18,000 per year in depreciation, not including maintenance, not including registration, not including insurance. So if you want to have probably the most expensive vehicle, mainstream vehicle that you can buy and lose the most on, ladies and gentlemen, head over to your Ferrari Maserati dealer and sink your tuchus into that seat of a Quattroporte.
Insanity, man. Again, the average is 38.8%. So obviously, cars depreciate. Even though we saw appreciation for a couple of years there, they do depreciate 38.8% on average, more like around $17,221 over 5 years.
Not 90?
Yeah, let's talk about the vehicles that have lost the least amount of value.
Yes.
All right, we've got our top 10 here, Dad. We'll start it off at number 10, the Toyota Corolla has lost 24.5%, as has the Subaru Crosstrek, 24.5% of their value, $5,800 and $7,200 respectively. We've got, Dad, the Toyota CHR. That is at the number 8 spot, 24.4% in value loss, $6,692. The Chevy Camaro, a little bit of a surprise here, 24.2%, $10,000 in value lost. And the Subaru BRZ, for those up there in Canada, 23.4% value lost, $8,000. Any surprises here in the first 5 of the top 10?
Yeah, the BRZ is a surprise to me, only because it's not that popular of a vehicle. I've driven it. Not that nice of a vehicle, but for those of you who want a sports car on the cheap, well, then I guess the BRZ. You're still going to pay because it just doesn't lose that much of its value, but. Yeah, that surprised me.
All right, then we've got the top 5, Dad, vehicles that hold their value the best. A lot of names that folks are going to be familiar with. First here, we've got the Honda Civic. The Honda Civic, 21.5% value lost, a $5,817 loss in 5 years on average. Just let that sink in. It's losing $1,000 a year.
Yes.
In value. That's insane. Number 4, the Jeep Wrangler and Wrangler Unlimited has lost 20.8%. $8,900. That surprises me because the Jeeps are so overpriced to begin with. So that I was actually very surprised by.
Yeah, but the Jeeps that are really overpriced are the Grand Cherokee, the Grand Wagoneer, the Wrangler and the Wrangler Unlimited, not nearly as much.
I also think that this data must have been before the 4xe, because the 4xe are plummeting in value thanks to federal tax incentives and also the fact that dealers can't sell them. So I think this is pre-4xe, pre-electric powertrain. So that's also a factor in this depreciation data. Number 3, Dad, should come as no surprise, the Toyota Tacoma. It is always at the top of these lists. It's lost 20.4% of its value in the past 5 years. Folks love their Tacomas. They last forever, and they hold their value like crazy.
Yes.
And then the top 2, Dad, are Porsches. And number 1 by a long shot. We'll start at number 2. The Porsche 718 Cayman has lost 17.6% of its value, $13,000 in 5 years. Dang it! I wish we owned a Cayman, man, because evidently it's not that bad of a financial decision.
Yes.
And then number 1, the Porsche 911 has lost only 9.3% of its value in the past 5 years, $18,000 on a vehicle that transacts for well over $150,000, $200,000. Shocked to see this as number 1. I was, but I guess it makes sense. People are clamoring for 911s of all the different variants.
And they are manufactured in limited numbers, and they are a highly sought after niche vehicle. And because of those 2 factors, they just don't go down in value all that much.
Now, one other thing to make everyone aware of, and of course, we'll link to this data down below. So overall, all types of vehicles came down 38.8% over the past 5 years. Hybrids depreciated a little bit less than average at 37.4%. EVs, nearly 50% depreciation there, 49.1%. SUVs down 41.2%, and trucks only down 34.8%. So depreciation curves are different across the different powertrains and across the different body styles of vehicles.
Always have been, always will be.
This type of data, Dad, is stuff that folks should be looking at. We have a lot of it back on CarEdge.com. This new iSeeCars study is awesome to look at as well. Use this before you purchase a vehicle. It can help you understand what you're getting into a little bit better.
Absolutely. You need to take into consideration how much you're going to lose on the vehicle you're purchasing. And if I can help you in some small way, you want to minimize that loss, not maximize it.